This is easily my favorite hunter build of episode Heresy. It might even be one of my favorite hunter builds of all time. You can easily apply Radiant and Amplified at the same time to you and your teammates, and you can essentially apply these buffs infinitely. Matt Goes Buck here, and today let's go over an endgame Radiant Dance Machines PvE build. Kicking it off with our exotic, and that is going to be the Radiant Dance Machines Hunter Exotic Legs. RDMs recently got a rework where final blows from primary ammo weapons return dodge energy, which can overflow to create additional dodges when full. When you get primary ammo weapon final blows, you will get dodge energy in return, and you can hold up to 3 stacks at once. The aspect Ascension now works with Acrobats dodge that grants radiance, so when you pop Ascension in air to do your helicopter spin, this will grant you and nearby allies radiant and amplified. And the fact that you can easily stack 3 dodges, you can do this pretty much 24/7. And just to add another layer of this, with Rolling Storm Bolt Charge, you will drop a Thunderbolt on your location when you helicopter as well. With all that said, let's get into the subclass, and we will be on Prismatic Hunter. Our abilities will be Acrobats Dodge, Triple Jump, Threaded Spike, and Arc Bolt Grenade. Our first aspect we already went over, and that will be Ascension, as this works directly with our dodge to stack 2 buffs at once. For your second aspect, you can use either Stylish Executioner, where defeating a target affected by any debuff will grant invisibility, or you can use Threaded Spectre, as this now also works with Ascension. But your Spectres will be in the air, and they actually do some great aggro pull. I, however, prefer Stylish Executioner. Our super will be Silence and Squall, as Frost Armor is just the best damage resistance in the game currently, which brings us to our fragments. Facet of Purpose, picking up an Orb of Power, will grant Frost Armor. Facet of Awakening, rapidly defeating targets with light or darkness damage or super final blows, generates an elemental pickup. This means your melee will create a tangle, your grenade will create ionic traces, and so on. Facet of Protection, while surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage, while Transcendent, the effect is increased. Facet of Dominance, this makes it so your Arc Bolt Grenade will now jolt, and if you're running Stylish Executioner, your grenade kills will turn you invisible. And lastly, Facet of Devotion. Now I'm running this fragment because I'm running a specific Strand primary, Unloved with Tear. Defeating targets afflicted with Strand or Stasis debuffs grants bonus Light Transcendence energy. Speaking of weapons, let's get into the weapons loadout, starting with the heavy slot, and we are going with the Queenbreaker Exotic Linear Fusion Rifle, as this just deals massive DPS. Sticking with an arc weapon in the energy slot will be the Psycho Pomp Area Denial Grenade Launcher with at least Rolling Storm on it. Bonus if you can get Ambitious Assassin with Rolling Storm. And even more bonus if you can get the shiny version, so you can also run the Origin trait Runneth Over. Regardless, you will want Rolling Storm to quickly build stacks of Bolt Charge. When it max stacks and Bolt Charge is ready, popping Ascension will also drop a Lightning Bolt on enemies. In the kinetic slot, I am running the Strand Heavy Burst Hand Cannon Unloved with Dragonfly and Tear. Tear spreads severed to enemies when you score a precision final blow, which will turn you invisible when running Stylish Executioner, as it is a debuff. Final blows from Queenbreaker and Psycho Pomp will also generate ionic traces, and final blows from Unloved will generate a tangle because of Facet of Awakening. Moving on to our armor mods, our helmet is going to be Strand Siphon. Final blows with Unloved have a chance to generate an Orb of Power, and Heavy Ammo Finder and Heavy Ammo Scout. Arms will be Strand Loader for faster reload speed on Unloved. Firepower, grenade final blows will generate an Orb of Power, and Fastball to throw those nades further. The chest will be damage resistances, matching the outgoing damage type of the enemy you are fighting. Legs will be Recuperation, picking up an Orb of Power will replenish health, and double arc weapon surges to buff the outgoing damage of Queenbreaker and Psycho Pomp. And lastly, the cloak will be double time dilation to extend the duration of our arc surges. Our stat goals for this build will be 100 resilience as always in PvE for the free damage reduction, 100 discipline for grenade spam, and I have the rest into strength as it's not really needed elsewhere. And as always, I will put the artifact setup in the description of the video below. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. See you next time.